welcome to the latest video and hook बता कोई यार बंद कर आ गया. If you're a front-end engineer and building products in 2025, these 10 tools or websites or web applications in general will help you build faster, ease out your workflow, and add a flair to your projects. In this video, we're going to talk about 10 different projects in different categories that can help you become a better engineer, learn a thing or two along the way, and also benefit from their implementation. So let's get straight to the video. The 10 tools I'm talking about, I'm going to go through them one by one. So the first project that I'm going to talk about is called TeweakCN. Now, if you're familiar with shadcn, which is ui.shadcn.com. If you're doing front-end for some time, you must be familiar with shadcn. Shadcn gives you a list of all the utility components that you will need eventually down the road to build out applications. For example, there is this accordion component from shadcn. Easier way to install it is through the CLI command. Copy this, go to your code editor. It is a demo application that I have. I'll do npx shadcn at latest and init, and it'll initialize a shadcn project for me. Okay. And we have shadcn running. Now what I'll do is I'll copy this command and I'll paste it here. What I'll do is it'll give me a UI folder, and in that UI folder, it'll install this accordion component for me. Now, if I want to use this accordion component, which is this, I'll copy paste this into, for example, let's say I create a accordion demo.tsx, accordion demo. I'll import this in page. And if I do npm run dev, you'll see I have this in place, which is a demo accordion. I'll do some styling to this. Max width 2xl mx auto. This is the accordion that you get. Pretty straightforward. Within 15 to 20 seconds, you got this component working. This works really nice for FAQs or product information, whatever. We have got various other components as well. For example, this combo box is there, or not this popover. I'll do dialog, open dialog, and you'll see this. I'll install dialog again, and I'll also copy the demo for it, and I'll call it dialog demo. What is happening? I'll also have to install button, input, and label. Once I install this, these errors should be gone. All right, it is done. I'll npm run dev, and I'll do this components dialog demo. Once I refresh, you see this is the demo that I have. Now you'll see there are black and there is this color. I mean, there are theming to it. Theming comes from globals.css file, wherein you see all these colors, theme inline, and then we've got root and we've got a dark class. These are all the colors which powers this dialog. If you want to change these colors, you'll have to go to this colors, globals.css file, and you'll have to make those changes to these variables. For example, okay, I'll say it's this and that and this and that. To change that, we've got TeweakCN and we've got examples to it. Now, you can try it now. How? You go here and you can change these colors manually so that your application responds. This basically changes things like primary foreground, secondary foreground. I want to take some of the examples which are there. For example, I want to take quantum rows, for example, and I want to try it now. I want the code for it, and this root, dark, and theme inline, I really want to copy paste here. Okay, this theme inline. Okay, not this. I'll have this. I'll remove maybe layer based dark, root, and theme inline. I'll remove, and at the bottom, I'll paste this. So once I save this and refresh, you see entire theming is changed. Click here. You see these are the themes now. Inputs, rings are changed. Button colors are changed. All of these are changed. These are themed variables that I have. Now I have many of such themes here. These are the theme examples that we have from here, which are examples. Now you can go with the Supabase one. For example, this is the one for Supabase. I'll just copy the code from here, or I can just do npm this supabase.json. Both things work. I'll just simply copy paste it here for simplicity. Once I save this, you'll see I have Supabase level changes here. I mean, this application looks more like it was built on top of the Supabase design system. This is what TeweakCN does for you, and this is how you can change TeweakCN completely. Muted colors, destructive, borders, primary, secondary, base colors. You'll have all this, and you can see the changes in real time. For example, if I change to this, you'll see the changes come in place here. Secondary is this, secondary foreground. I'll need to change it to maybe some whitish so that it works. So you see, this is how easy it is for a shardCN application to adapt to different theming variables. TeweakCN comes in handy in that case. Great project by Sehaj, working at V0 now. Amazing project. I use it all the time for theming. This is one good project that you want to keep under your radar. Moving on, the second project that I want to talk about is called Motion Primitives. Now, Motion Primitives, you are already familiar with shardCN and aceternity UI. I'll talk about aceternity UI at the end of this video, but Motion Primitives is nothing but a component library with really great animation. So if I go to Explore Docs, you'll see components like magnetic. So if I move this, it is so easy, looks so smooth. My favorite one is sliding number. So for example, if you see this, the time is sliding. I want to change this component. So first I'll install this component. Installing is easy again. npx motion primitives add sliding number. I'll do exactly this, sliding number, and I want to install this package. Cool. And it'll add a component called sliding number into my code. Super easy with the CLI, super interesting. Okay. Example usage is also there, but I want to see where the component goes. Slide number is under component somewhere, some other place. Maybe I don't want it here. I want it in the components UI. Number.tsx. Cool. I have the sliding number here. What is erroring out? Okay, transition. Where is transition? Transition is transition. I'll do this. Now it's fixed. This component I'll probably remove. Now I'll see the usage for it. Pretty simple. It also comes with a slider, which you see, really nice animation there. I want to copy this one, which is a demo, and I'll call it sliding number demo.tsx. I'll paste it here. Components, not components core, components UI, and I'll import sliding number. Now what I want to do here is just want to import this on sliding number demo. Why is it not showing up? Sliding number demo. Cool. Go to page, sliding number demo, import, and once you have it here, I'll just do npm run dev, and let's see what happens. We have this animation right here, and it really looks good once you have different pricing in place. For example, I can use it for a pricing card. Instead of this, what I'll do is const toggle set toggle is equal to use state false. For now I'll set it to false, and I'll do this const value set value use state 45 or 90. Initial would be 45. Const handle toggle would be set toggle or set value, simply this, and I also don't want toggle, and I want to have here a button toggle me. Cool. So once the toggle me is there, if I click on it, why is it not clicking? Because I haven't hooked up the handle click. So if I toggle this, I'm still not toggling. Okay, flex call, I'll call it px1 py px2 py1 rounded md bg black dark bg white rounded md. Okay, rounded md is already done. Text xxs text white. Okay, this value has to be value. All right. So once I click here, you see the value is switching. Now the good use case for it would be to have a monthly or yearly pricing that I also have on Notice, which is a marketing template at aceternity. So if you see the pricing, it slides smoothly, right? That is the use case of this number. Whenever a number is switching, it really looks nice with that animation. And you've got plenty of such components here. It is called animated number, which goes from 0 to this number. Animates, glow effect is there, which somehow glows, makes it stand out. Text morph is there. See, so subtle, so beautiful. So this library is called motion primitives. They also have their pro blocks, which are advanced blocks with motion primitives. Great project. Also supports CLI. So you might want to try it out. Awesome. Moving on to the next one. Third project that I want to talk about is, which is a really small project, but it can add a lot of value to your landing pages, is called Pattern Craft. Pattern Craft is a really simple project. Here you'll get a lot of patterns that you can use for backgrounds. For example, this pattern or this pattern, this and that. You can use all sorts of patterns for your backgrounds. Now, for example, I want to use this gradient and I'll copy this gradient. What is it going to give me? I really don't know. That I really want to try. And for that, I will have accordion demo first. And I'll have this. What is it going to paste? It is going to paste a linear gradient, which is simple like this. Now it has to be absolute insert 0, width full, h full. There are a bit of scope of improvement for this, but first I'll zoom out, and I do not want this gradient here. Okay, your content goes here, my content goes here. Max width to XL MX auto I do not want here. Dot max width to XL MX auto. I want it here. You see the background, the below background which is there, that is what it means. Now relative Z20, and you see this accordion comes at the top, and at the bottom or fixed price you have this beautiful gradient. It's a linear or radial gradient. You can also copy images for that, but I do not recommend. I recommend doing it with this gradient that you have. Really nice, really subtle gradient, and there are a lot of gradient examples that you can use from Pattern Craft. Decorative, geometric, you see, you have seen this grids all over the place now, and you have all sorts of beautiful patterns that you can essentially use and make your landing pages look really good. Now this is very basic. You can do a lot of things with it, but you get the point. Pattern Craft gives you a lot of components out of the box. Awesome. Moving on to the next one. Now you're already familiar with reactjs, and now there are charts in reactjs as well. For example, I go to this chart, and there are charts which are really nice to use. Now, if I want something which is a better looking chart, there is a library called Evil Charts. This is by Legion on Twitter, but this is a really nice library. I really like this animation which he has on the landing page though. Looks really sleek, really modern. This is a modern chart library based on top of reactjs. Now, if I want to have these kinds of charts into my application, for example, this hatched area chart, I want to go to get started. I want to go to area charts, and I want to, let's say, add this component to my charts or to my component library. Again, reactjs command. And now you feel, and now you essentially realize how important the CLI distribution channel is. I just copy one command like this, and I go to my code editor and I paste this command here, and it installs that component into my library of all the components. It's that easy. So you see, animated chart is here, right? Simply copy paste this demo, and I call it, what's the error first? Badge is not there. Is it on reactjs? It is on reactjs. So what I'll do is I'll clear npx reactjs add badge, and it should be solved. Cool. Now I have the badge component. What I'm going to do here is I already have this animated hatched component, which is there. I don't even need to copy this. I can simply copy the demo of it, and it is called this, and I'll import it onto my page. Let's see how it performs. npm run dev, and I'll go to localhost, and I have this chart. Really simple, really beautiful. I'll remove the Pattern Craft for now. Okay, not required. Cool. You have this chart right now. Now this is out of the box. The background is moving inside of the chart, which is pretty cool. You can do all sorts of things, man, with this. There are many charts available. There are dotted charts, there are line charts, there are radar charts. All sorts of charts are available on Evil Charts, even though these charts are available on reactjs as well. For example, if I go to charts, these charts are available on reactjs, which is based on recharts, by the way, which is a chart library. But this makes it compatible with reactjs, and so you have all these beautiful dashboard looking charts right at your fingertips with evil charts. Pretty cool project. How easy it was to, didn't even take more than a minute for me to just add this chart into my library, which makes it super cool to, use it, play with it, all sorts of stuff. Amazing project by Legion. I recommend everyone to check it out. Cool. Moving on. Now, you've seen all sorts of component libraries. You've seen evil charts, TeweakCN, reactjs, motion primitives. There is another pretty cool library which is called 8bitcn.com. Now, this is a retro component library which you can use to create retro looking components. This UI looks familiar as if you are in a game. Now, if you need to create these sorts of components, I'm assuming they are using SVGs underneath the hood to create this, for example. Oh, they are not. They're using blocks, which is like a lot of work. This is a lot of work, man. Great work. So if you go to components, and for example, if you want to use this as your component, I'm not really sure what is the font here though, but let's see. Let's try to install it with npm, and I'll do this 8bitcn accordion. For that, I might need to install the CLI and okay, reactjs init, add 8-bit button. Okay, 8-bit is a custom global registry. What I need to do is I need to do this, which is copy, come back to my code, clear it here, paste it, and let's see if the component gets added. Okay, registry is checked, component is being added, and 8-bit components are here. So they have got their own CSS file, which is, okay, they're giving the font as well. Press start. Okay, retro.css, and accordion is there, which is this. Now, if I want to use a demo accordion, which is this, I want to simply paste it like here, 8-bit accordion bit demo.tsx rafc, and I'll do this accordion bit demo accordion from 8-bit आ रहा है क्या कहीं पे / भी चल जाएगा accordion item, accordion trigger, accordion content. So once we have this, I want to import accordion 8-bit demo here. Let me show you how it looks. Okay, I need to npm run dev again, refresh it. Let's see how it goes. And it is there. You see, the code is already there and it is having that cute little font. For example, if I want to have a health bar, I need to do this. Clear, install, health bar, demo usages, health bar. Okay, npm run dev. I'll remove this 8-bit demo cn health bar. Okay, health bar is here. Now I want to import this health bar from 8-bit cn, and if I go back and refresh it, okay, progressive. So this is what I need to install right now. It should have been installed by default when I installed this. That's one thing that they can improve. Okay, what was the error? Radix UI React progress I need to install. Let's see if this works now. I don't see anything. If I remove health bar for now, again I don't see anything. What's up with this? rm-rf node modules dot next npm install npm run dev localhost 3000. Somehow it is okay. Some UI issue. I see this here, but if I import health bar, it is there. See? Beautiful. So this is a health bar. If I reduce the value to, let's say 10, health bar responds. So you have this retro looking UI and it is coming from 8-bit cn. I really like this project because I used to be a gamer back then, and retro UI, most of the games back then were powered by this style of layout which is there. Pretty interesting, pretty cool. Do explore it, learn a thing or two about how components are built. Awesome. Moving on to the next one. Now the next set of tools that I have are not component libraries as such, but these are resources that you can copy from, learn a lot from, because these tools have helped me a lot in the past creating a lot of stuff from scratch. So yeah, moving on. The very first project that I want to talk about are called box shadows. Now, box shadows is a collection of all sorts of box shadows that are being used out there. This is a tool at aceternity that we have built long time back. It was on my personal website, manuarora.in. Now it is at ui.aceternity.com. The goal is to simply copy paste the Tailwind class for this one go to this, create a box, size 60, and paste this shadow right here. And you'll see once I run this, you see this box shadow right here. I'll maybe style it and call it rounded MD flex item center justify center. This is a box. You see how easy it is to create a box shadow from thin air. Takes nothing. And there are a lot of box shadow examples right here. And this is for Tailwind. If you want to have box shadows for vanilla CSS, there is this library called box shadows CSS, and it is get CSS scan. These are 95 box shadows which are just based out of CSS, and they've got really good examples on good box shadows, because box shadows are really crucial for your cards. If you have really nice box shadows, your card can stand out. I can go ahead and build lots and lots of cards like these and make sure one stands out with just one box shadow, which is this code right here. You can tweak it. You can, standardize this color. For example, if I go to globals.css and I go to theme inline, and I'll call it color shadow, and I call it RGBA 0000.2. This is color shadow, and I can call it var color shadow. This is Tailwind, and you'll get this exact shadow again. Again, you can customize this to 0.8 and make it more darker, or 0.1 to make it more subtle. Totally depends on you, but this is how you use box shadows. Really cool utility, really great use case for it. Moving on, let's talk about another one, which is an icons library. Now, you might be using Lucide icons from TeweakCN, which is a set of component or a set of icon library, which is huge. My personal favorite is tabular icons, because they've got 5,900 plus icons for all the use cases that you can imagine. This is a great component library, and just like Lucide React, you get a component. Either use it like a component, for example, JSX, and once you copy, you can just have like this cloud rain, import an SVG. But you can also copy SVG directly. For example, if I have this icon, love or heart icon, I can just either copy this comment or the JSX, and I can import it from tabular icons React, or I can just copy the SVG right here, which is this, and you can go ahead and animate the SVG. For example, if you see, if I've imported this, it should be coming right here. Super nice. I'll just quickly flex item center, justify center it, and I'll close the sidebar, and I'll empty 20 it. So you see, this is the icon that I have. Now you can dabble around with it first I'll fix this. And since this is an SVG, you can play around and you get this icon as a stroke width. Let's say I want to reduce it to 1. Let's say path is this, stroke is, fill is none. I can do fill red, which will fill the box to red. Or I can do class name fill red 500, and it will fill the SVG to that color. I can do stroke blue 500, and it will change the stroke color of this SVG icon. By the way, new video is coming up, or it might be up when I'm recording this video, on SVG animations. Make sure you watch that video. But yeah, you get a lot of these tabular or tabular icons for various use cases. Tabular, Lucide, and React icons are the 3 libraries that I use. There are Phosphor icons and other set of icon libraries as well, but I keep coming back to tabular icons whenever I can. A really cool library with a lot many icons than any other library out there. Cool. Moving on. Next I want to talk about is recipes on buildui.com. Now, BuildUI is a platform wherein you can learn about front end. I'm not sponsored, by the way. I've used their work before. I've learned a lot from them. BuildUI is a website where you can learn modern web development. The thing that I want to talk about is the recipes page that you have here. And here, if you go to any of the components, they've explained the code really well. And that is what I also wanted to talk about later on. There are Framer Motion recipes course which is out there. You can learn from it, but there are a lot of other examples. For example, if you want to have this carousel into your code, this is what you copy. And that is pretty much it. It is done with Framer Motion and vanilla CSS and JSX. This testimonial component or carousel component is built by that. They've got a lot of recipes. Now, my favorite one, which is being used a lot everywhere, is also this. wherein the background follows the nav item which you see. The code for this is here. It is pretty straightforward, and this is a really nice place for you to learn how these animation actually work. If you're into Framer Motion and Tailwind, this is a must website that you should check, because here Steve talks about a lot of cool things and he explains the concepts really well. They have also got a YouTube channel that you must check out. See how this animates. It's pretty cool. Awesome. Moving on. The next website that I want to talk about is the website that I've been visiting since 2014. Tympanus is a website where you get a lot of breakthrough, really innovative UI related things, be it WebGL, 3JS, Motion, GSAP, latest and greatest CSS properties, all those along with their demos. So this is a really nice resource for you to learn. For example, if you want to see how this interactive video projection mapping with 3JS works, you go to this demo. They've got a really interactive demo. So how this website is structured is they've got demos, they've got playgrounds, and they've got tutorials. If you want to build something like this is a WebGL thing that is going on, probably a shader down below, and they have their code open source. So if you want to see the article, go to the article, read about it. This is the demo. This is one. And if you look at their 2016 work, I still not able to, completely implement it by myself. It is that good of a website to check out. So this is the demo that they have, and this is how they explain things. This is a complete blog on how to create this by yourself and be a great design engineer by, getting to. So there is this code available. You can go through the code for this exact one. This uses GSAP, I guess, because they're saying it does. Uses GSAP, and this is the explanation of how they actually built it. They go from how they built this grid to this complete animation that you see right here, which is pretty cool. And they've got many of such demos. I mean, there are endless demos. This was just 9 months ago. Can you imagine? Imagine this cloth simulation on Blender. I'm not sure if you're familiar with Blender, but if you're not, just move on. Go to diamonds. The interactive WebGL backgrounds. See, this is a WebGL background, and you click and it is interactive. Click, interactive, click, interactive. These are crazy backgrounds. Now, these are squares. Go to triangles or, circles. Now, these are circles. All of it interactive. WebGL or Canvas or whatever. But the good thing about that is the code is open source. You can go to GitHub. You can go to all demos, or you can just go to this one and read about how they are doing it. Cool. A really nice place for you to. I really like this component. When I tried to replicate it but wasn't able to. See this. See this. These components are always going to stand out, and these are going to be a great learning resource for you if you're trying to get good at web UI or WebGL shaders, 3JS, animations in general, Framer Motion, GSAP, Tailwind, HTML, CSS, React, anything. When it comes to UI, it is a great resource. It's called Tympanus.net or CodeRops or whatever. Give it a Google search, you'll get it. And it is a great resource for you to learn. Absolutely thrilled and grateful for all the contributors who are doing such an amazing work for people like us to, learn from and implement. Awesome. Moving on to the last resource, and this is what is more of a utility kind of a thing. It is called reactjs. I'm not sure if you're familiar with reactjs before, but it tells you if your React component is rendering the right way or not. If you go to show demo, it'll render a React component and it'll show what all are the changing things into your components. All right, now we have the demo. Now if I click on show demo, it'll tell you what all things are rendering, what is re-rendering. And you, as a React dev, your job is to minimize the number of re-renders that happens into an application. It'll make your application snappier. So see, the right side part is rendering again. Now, if I want to see what is rendering in my application, like what all things are not behaving properly, I'll go to, what is it? App, it is layout, right? Root layout. I'll go here. I'll simply add this script tag and I'll save it. And once I have this ready, I think I have reactjs in place. Now, I had a few of the components before, and I'll try to import all of them and make it look really ugly. So, some chart I had, health bar I had, which is this. Again, I had sliding numbers demo I had. What else did I have? I had animated something, whatever. and accordion demo, dialog demo. Cool. All of these things I had, I'll just zoom out a bit and I'll do this as flex call so that you can see everything up and down. What is happening, bro? What is happening? Oh, this looks really bad. What happened to this chart, bro? Oh, size, is there some size or where is evil charts? Okay, I'll just comment. What I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to bring something. Okay, this chart is somehow messed up. Okay, PG. Okay, I don't want to have max width first, width full. Okay, 1 second. I'll remove the chart maybe, and I'll have these things in place and this. So you see, once I open the dialog, you'll see what is re-rendering, and I'll have max auto in place. So you see all these. Now if you combine, it looks ugly, but you get the point. Once I click, this re-rendered, and this now, I mean the dialog re-rendered. Close it, everything re-renders. This, only this re-renders. So you tell me what is re-rendering with reactjs, and you can really optimize your applications with it, because it tells you right out the bat what is re-rendering for you. Now, is the parent re-rendering or not? You'll know if your child is re-rendering. All those things you can figure out with reactjs. Awesome. This was nice. Now for the special mention, I have got a really cool component library out there which can help you create really good components, and that is called aceternity UI. Self promo, bro. Awesome. So now we also have our own reactjs registry, which is CLI 3.0. Go to any component. I have many components here. I want to import this text hover effect right now, or maybe some other component. Let's say maybe this Sanjana Airlines, Sanjana Textiles.
Sanjana Airlines. Sanjana Textiles.
I want to install this, and it is called background lines. So I'll do this clear npx reactjs add aceternity / background lines, and it will add this component. Meanwhile this is doing, I'll just go to code and copy a demo of it. Go to components and Mac, I'll call it background lines demo.tsx. Paste these background lines here, the example of it, and I'll do npm run dev. Will paste this here, and you have got the demo running. So once I refresh, you'll see the background lines are here. So easy to add components, really easy, really tasteful, and you have this component working right out of the box. It is that easy with the latest registry, which is CLI 3.0. If you want to use it with the MCP server, pretty easy to do it with that also. I'll tell you that also. So I'll simply close this. Go to Claude or Claude Code. I'm using Claude here, and I'm going to tell it use the aceternity registry to create a landing page. It is that simple. For that, first you'll have to do npx reactjs at latest mcp init, and it'll ask you which AI you're using, Claude, Cursor, VS Code, whatever, and it'll go ahead and install the MCP server for that, for you, for free, out of the box. So that is really important. And once you go ahead and do it, okay, what did I f up? Okay, shit. Clear npx reactjs dark mode mein tha na. MCP init, and it'll ask for which you're using. So I'm using Claude Code. I'll install it for Claude Code, and it'll install the MCP server. Simply go to components.json. Here you'll see registries. I have aceternity registry. I'll do npx, or I'll do just Claude, and I'll ask Claude, please add a hero section from aceternity registry, and it'll ask reactjs MCP server to do it for me. Also talked about it in the previous video, and it'll do exactly the same for me. It is going to go ahead and install that. This is a new way of distributing components, which is a really crazy way of doing it. I mean, it is so good. It is just going to tell me which component it is going to use. It is going to exactly pick up a hero section component because I asked it to, and it is going to add it into my project. It is that easy to deal with. Awesome. Checking registry. It is going to check a lot of things. Hero parallax demo. It is going to add it. Both components have been added, and it is done. Now I can go ahead and use it. Components are added. I'll just close Claude Code and be done with it. Awesome. So these were some of the projects that I've used in the past that I recommend everyone else to also use to get really good productivity, because all of these lists or all of these tools or components or websites or builders are there for you to actually use and get help from. Instead of starting from scratch or even a boilerplate, it is easier for you to just use registries or, go to Tympanus, get inspired from a component, try recreating it and learn from it. Make you a better UI engineer, front-end engineer, design engineer, whatever you want to call it. And I recommend everyone to at least try and build something out of it or build something of your own. It'll help you learn a thing or two about how these things work and how they can help you later down the road. Awesome. Thank you so much for watching this video. Do like this video. It takes a lot of time for me to, build, record, do all sorts of these things. Any help is appreciated. Please like this video. Please leave a comment about what you want me to talk about next in the coming videos, and I'll be happy to do so. Tab tak ke liye bhai, Jai Hind. Take care. Do a lot of work. Make a lot of money, and I'll see you in the next one.